Hey, what's up guys, Tanmay here for Simple Snippets and I'm back with another video tutorial on web development, and in this video tutorial we are going to be designing a login and registration page using PHP, MySQL database and HTML5 and CSS3 for the front end designing. So there are certain prerequisites before you actually go ahead with this video tutorial. You need to have a basic knowledge about HTML5 and CSS3. Basically HTML5 is a front end designing web development language and it is used to design web pages, and CSS is a style sheet which adds look and feel to the HTML page. So you just need to know very basics about these two languages, HTML. So you just need to know the basic tags, for example body tag, form tag, input tag, button tag and so on. You don't need to know very in-depth knowledge about these languages because this entire video tutorial is for beginners to intermediate level programmers, and you just need to have basic knowledge. Then you need to have basic knowledge about CSS, what are cascading style sheets and how they add styling and effects to the HTML pages. So you just need to know basic attributes, for example background color, margin, padding and so on. Then we have PHP, which is a server-side scripting language, and it is used to interact and make your web page more dynamic and interactive. And the last is MySQL database, and you just need to have basic knowledge about some basic queries, for example select queries. Then we have where clause, and this MySQL database is an open source database, so that is the reason why we are going ahead with MySQL database. And this is about the knowledge. The next thing you need is, in order to start off with programming, you need to download the XAMPP server. Basically, XAMPP is a software which creates a server, that is Apache server, on your local system so that you can run your PHP files, and without that you won't be able to run your PHP files. So it is an open source software and you can see the link and you can just go ahead and download it. I'll also put the link in the description section. And the second software is a basic editor. So you already have your Notepad, but that is a very simple editor, and Notepad++ has some better features, for example syntax highlighting and indentation and other features as well. So I'll recommend you to go ahead and download Notepad++ because that is the software that I'm going to use. You can also download other text editors like Sublime and so on. So if you have all these necessary requirements, you're good to go. So let me just show you what exactly we are going to design. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, we have a basic login form, and this is what we are going to go ahead and design and develop. So it is a working form, so I need to type in the username and password, and when you click on login, it will redirect you to a home page, and here you will be welcomed with the username which you entered in the previous page. So this value came from the database, and here's the MySQL database. So this is the user info table and it has two columns, username and password. So as you can see, I typed in ABC and ABC, so that is the reason why I could log in, and then I can log out. Then we also have a register page. So if you are new, you can always register by entering your username, password, and you have to confirm your password again, and you can click sign up. And if you enter something else, it would give you an error message. So no such user exists, invalid credentials is what the message you get when you enter invalid username and password. And this is the entire working. So this module is usually required in all web development projects, and for beginners this is a very important module which usually is necessary and is included in most of the web development projects. So that is the reason why I'm covering this topic. Okay, so all the descriptions are done. Let's get started with actual programming. So once you download the XAMPP software and install it, it's basically just next. You just have to click next, and all the settings are already present and you just have to install it at default settings. Then after installing, there's a folder which is created in your Windows C drive named XAMPP. You just have to go inside that, and inside the XAMPP folder you have an htdocs folder. So all the project files would go inside the htdoc folder. So this is the default location whenever you run your PHP files on your local host. And as you can see, I've already created a sample login page folder, so you can go ahead and create that. Now inside this folder I have created a basic structure. So the CSS folder will have my CSS file, the images folder would have my images. So there's an image as you can see on the website. This is the image and I've put that in the images folder, and then I've created a file named index.php. So this is the starting file which is actually running. So as you can see in the address bar, index.php is what is running on this browser. So go ahead and quickly create an index.php file. Now if you have installed a text editor, as I mentioned, Notepad++, you can right click it and you can go ahead and click on edit with Notepad++, and you'll see a basic structure that I've already typed in. So you can quickly go ahead and type in. It's just a basic structure of the HTML page. So I've written doc type equals to HTML, which says that this is a HTML document, or we will have HTML tags in it. Then we have the HTML tag inside which all the other tags are placed. Then again I have a head tag inside which we have title, that is login page, and this title can be seen over here, which is the login page, and then we have a body inside which all the code is to be placed, which is going to be seen on the browser. So you can quickly go ahead and type along with me, because this is the best way you can get a good hang of it and you'll get a good practice as well. So let's see what all components do we need to add on the first page. Now in this video tutorial, I'll divide it in two parts, and the first part would be only taking care of the designing aspects. So we'll design both the pages, that is the login page as well as the registration page, and in the next part we'll design, or we'll go ahead with the PHP coding and the database part. So getting back to designing, the first thing we need is we need to have a background with gray color. So let's add that color first. So that color is for entire body. So this is the attribute of this tag, style, and inside the double quotes I can say background color colon, and then I have to give a color code. So let me just get a color code online. There's a nice website known as Flat UI Colors where you can get good flat colors, and you just have to click on the color and the color code is copied on the clipboard, and then I just have to paste it over here. So let me just save this file index.php and go to your browser, type in localhost / and the next thing that you have to type in is the place where you have placed the file. So it's inside the folder named sample login page. So I'll write sample login page, and as you click enter, what it would do is it would go inside this browser, or it would go inside this directory and look for the file named index.php, because index.php is the first file to run. So basically that index name is specially for that, in order to run the first file. So as I click enter, you can see that I have got a page with a gray background. So this is the only thing that we have coded yet. Now before actually running this file, you need to start your XAMPP server. So I forgot to mention that. So what you have to do is, once you install XAMPP, you just have to go to your start and type in XAMPP and you get a XAMPP control panel option. So this is the application that you need to start, and these are the two services that you need to start, that is the Apache server and the MySQL database. So currently I've already started them. For you it must be showing you an option of start. So just click start and you'll get a response that they are started and running perfectly fine. If there's a red mark over here, there's some issue with the ports. Otherwise, in most cases, you're good to go. So only after starting this, you can go ahead to localhost / the directory in which your index.php file is saved. So that was the first thing which I forgot to mention. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to have this box which is at the center, and it has a background of white. So let's go ahead and start coding for that. So I'll create a div tag and I'll give it an ID of main wrapper. So this is the entire white portion, and the reason why I gave it an ID is because we can reference it inside the style.css, and in order to do that I'll have to first reference the style sheet inside this document, and the way we do it is we use the link tag. So link, then the attribute is rel, that is relation. The relation is style sheet, and the next thing is we need to give the path where the style sheet is. So this is the attribute href, and if you can see, the style sheet is inside the CSS directory, but our file is outside or one folder above the CSS. So this is our index.php, and we need to go one level inside the CSS folder where our style.css file is located. So I'll say CSS, which is the folder / style.css. So it would go inside the CSS folder and search for this file name, and now we have linked it, and this link tag has to be inside the head tag. Okay, so we just created the div and we have given it an ID of main wrapper. So let's quickly go ahead and open the style page, and I'll click edit with notepad, and as you can see, I've already created the file. So you can go ahead and quickly create this file. Now the way we access this division is by its ID, and since it is an ID attribute, we have to access it using the hash keyword. So hash main -wrapper, and inside the curly braces we can define its properties. So we'll say the width has to be 500 pixel, then we can say margin 0 auto. Now this line of property is going to get the main wrapper into a center location. So let me just quickly save this, and I'll add a background of white, some padding of 5 pixel and save this. Let me just save this as well, and let's see what are the changes that have occurred. So I'll just go to the same page and hit refresh, and as you can see we have got a white 500 pixel length rectangle, and since there is nothing inside it, that is the reason why it is having very less height, but the width is 500 pixel. So once we start adding elements inside this, it will automatically increase in height. So let's see what next we have to add. So the next thing we have to add inside is a header or heading tag, that is the login form. So what I'll do is I'll say h1 or h2 tag, and I'll say it's a login form, and in order to take it in center, I'll use the center tag. Save this and refresh our page, and there you go with the login form. Okay, so first thing we got. Now the next thing is we need to have an image. So we know we have to use the image tag, that is img tag. So let me just go ahead and add the image tag. Then the attribute is src. So in our folder structure, if you observe, I have created a images imgs folder, inside which I have the image named avatar.png. So this is the image that we want to load in our HTML document or HTML form. So it's inside the imgs folder and the name is avatar.png. So I'll give it an ID, or I'll give it a class named avatar. And since again we want this in the center as well, I'll put it inside the center tag. So now it looks structured. Let me just refresh it and let's see how it looks. Okay, currently it's huge in size because we haven't given it any styling, and we have to yet give it a height and width. So let's go ahead and do that. We've given it a class. So inside the style.css, we can access that class using the dot operator. Since it is a class, we have to use dot, and the class name is avatar. Now what I'll do is I'll give it the width of 100 pixel. I'll say text align center so that it comes to center, which is actually already in center, but still I'll give it. And there is this attribute named border radius, which I'll say for 50%. Now this will give it a circular look. So if I go ahead and refresh it, there you go. You can see it has shrunk to a proper size, and that is because we gave it a width of 100 pixel. Actually, let's just remove this border radius thing, and let's increase the width to 150 pixel. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to add a form. We have two labels, username, password, then we have two text boxes, and we have two buttons. So let's go ahead and create that. And before that, you see these circular edges which are not currently available on our page. So we'll go ahead and add that as well. So to add that, inside the main wrapper, just say border radius $2 solid. So what I did is I added a border of 2 pixel, and it is solid in color, and the color is the dark blue. So let me just save this and I'll show you what exactly happened. Okay, so as you can see, now we have circular edges with a dark blue border. So this gives it a nice look. So the next thing, we have to go ahead and add a form. Okay, so I'll create a form. I'll say form action equal to index.php, and I'll explain what action does in a while. And method will be post, and I'll explain what post does as well. I'll end the form. Then inside the form, we need to have a label. It says username. Then we need to have an input. Input type would be text. I'll give it a class of input values. I'll give it a placeholder attribute, and I'll say type your username. And again, I have to do this for password as well. So I'll just copy and paste this entire thing again. I'll say password, and the type would be password over here because we don't want the password to be visible. Let me just go ahead and save this and refresh, and let's see what exactly happened. Okay, so as you can see, we got the two labels as well as the text boxes, but they are way out of the form, and we need to get them inside the form. So this is because the division ended over here, so I just need to cut this ending division tag and put it over here. And once I save this, and refresh this, you'll see that these things have added over here. So now I need to just give a break tag to get them on a new line. So I'll say br and paste it over here, here and here. Save this. Okay, and there you go. So you have already got them, but you still have to style them. So let me just go ahead and add the two buttons as well. So I'll give the first button as login button. So I've given it an ID of login button, and the value to be displayed on the button would be login, and the type is submit. So the reason why I give it a type of submit is because when we click on this button, the data from the form should be posted onto the server. So that is the reason why I give the type as submit. Now the next button is for the register button. So here I have to give normal button, because we won't be submitting data when we click on register button, and we just need to open a new page. So the ID would be register button, and the value to be shown is register. I'll add one more break tag over here to get it on new line. So let me just refresh it. Okay, so there you go with the two buttons as well. So we still have to style them. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll give the form a class of my form, save it, and I can access that class in the CSS file. So I'll say dot my form. I'll give it a width of 450 pixel because we already gave the main wrapper of 500 pixel width. Then I'll say margin 0 auto. This would get everything in center, or the entire form in center. Let me just save this and let's see what exactly happened. Okay, so it did not get completely in center because the width of these two input boxes is not yet set. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've given the input values a class of input values. So the two text boxes can be referenced by dot input values. So what I'll do is I'll give it a width of 430 pixel because the form is 450. I'll say margin 0 auto to get it in center, and I'll give it a padding of 5 pixel so that it looks a little bigger. So let's just save this. Okay, so as you can see, we've increased the width of the two text boxes, and we just now need to go ahead and design the login and register button. Before that, let me just make the username password bold by adding a bold tag. And now we need to design the two input buttons. So the first button ID is login button. So let's just reference that in the styles.css file. So I'll say hash login button because it is ID. We have to reference it using the hash keyword. Now we have to give it a green color, and we have to take the text in the center position. So I'll say background color, which has to be green. So I'll pick a nice green color over here. I'll paste it over here. Say padding 5 pixel. Now the 4 color needs to be white, so the attribute is color. I'll say color equal to white. Let me just save this and let's see what all changes happened. Okay, so we need to increase the size of this button. So I'll say width equals to 430 pixel, or instead of 430 I'll say 100%, so it will stretch right till the end. And I'll say text align center. Also I'll increase the font size to 18 pixel, and font weight I'll say bold. Okay, so let me just refresh this. Okay, there you go with the button, and I just need to increase a little bit space on the top. So I'll say margin top to be 10 pixel. Okay, so the first button is properly designed. So let's go ahead and design the register button. To reference the register button, we have the ID as register underscore btn. So I'll say hash register underscore btn, and basically all the styles of the login button are same except the color. So I'll just copy and paste the entire style from login button, and for the register button we need a blue color. So I'll just pick a nice blue color and then paste it over here. So if I go ahead and refresh this, so there you go with the register button. So I'll just add some more space to the bottom of the button and click refresh. Okay, so there you go with the basic login form. So now we have designed the basic login form. So what happens when you click on the buttons, and we need to create a register page as well. So if you don't have a user ID and password, so you'll have to first register, right? So let's go ahead and create the register page as well. So let's first see how the register page looks. So if you click on the register page, you get a similar page which looked like login page, and only one more text box and label was added over here, that is the confirm password. So entire coding of the login page can be copy pasted for the register page, and we can add one more input type and a label. So let's quickly go ahead and do that. So what I'll do is I'll copy and paste entire code of the index.php file. I'll paste it in a new file and I'll save it as register, and I'll select the PHP format. So the file type is PHP. So I'll save it as register.php. Now I'll change the title to registration page. I'll say registration form, and we need to add one more label and input type. So I'll just quickly copy paste that. I'll say confirm password, and I'll add the placeholder as your password, and here I'll type the placeholder as confirm password. So this placeholder puts this text temporarily in the input type till you don't type in something. So till the input text are blank, you'll see a faded silver color text which says your password or type your username, and I'll show you what exactly it means. And the two buttons that we need on the register page is sign up and back to login. So I'll change the ID to sign up button, and the value would be sign up, and this button would be back button, which will bring you back to the login page from the registration page. So I'll change it to back. So I just saved it, and let's see if we have successfully designed this. So I'll go ahead and type in localhost / inside our directory of sample login page, but currently our name of the file is register.php. Once I click enter, so there you go with the registration form, which is exactly looking like our previous form. But you can see that the two buttons are not yet designed because we changed the IDs. So let's go quickly design these two buttons. So inside the style.css, I'll copy this and paste it over here. I'll just change the login button to sign up button. Save this and refresh this page, and there you go with the sign up thing. So you just need to change the color to sign up to blue. So I'll change the color to blue, and there's one more button, that is the back button. So the ID that we gave to this button is back button. I'll just copy and paste it in the styles.css file, and we did not give it a width of 100%, so I'll just give it a width of 20 or 30%. Save it. The back button, I'll give it a red color. Save the file again. Okay, and there you go with the back and sign up button. So we have successfully designed the two pages, and they look pretty much similar to the one that we actually wanted to design. Just the background color is little light, so I'll change the background color to a lighter color, and the margin or border color was little dark. Okay, so let me just go ahead and refresh this. Okay, so there you go with the design, which pretty much looks similar to this one. Okay, so now we have done with the designing part. So these are the two pages that we designed, login page and the registration form, and we just need to design one more form, that is the home page that would show up after you actually successfully log in. So the home page needs to be like this. Okay, so you just need a basic title, then you just need to show a message that is welcome and the username. You need to show the same avatar that we showed, and there should be a logout button. So let's just quickly design this page as well. So we'll name it homepage.php. So I'll first copy and paste the entire code of the index.php and save it as homepage.php, and I'll say homepage. Again, I'll type in homepage over here. So we need to just show the avatar, and we need one more message that is to be shown. So we don't need this form, but we still need the button, submit button. So I'll keep the form as it is. I'll clear all the text boxes and keep this single button, and the button name is logout button, and the value would be logout. Action would be homepage.php, and method will be post, and I'll explain these two attributes later when we actually go ahead and get with the coding of PHP. So we still need to show a welcome message. So in the h3 tag, I'll say welcome user, and currently it will just print welcome user statically because we still have to do the PHP coding so that to print the actual username. But let's go ahead and check this page, and we need to create a CSS style for logout button. So I'll say #logout button. I'll copy the same styling of the sign up button, just give it a red color, save this, and let's just go ahead and see how the home page looks like. So I'll say localhost / sample login, and here the name is homepage.php. Okay, so there you go with the home page. We just need to add a little bit of margin at the bottom of the button. So I'll say margin 20 pixel. Okay, so there you go with the home page. So now we have successfully designed the 3 pages, that is the login page, the registration page, and the home page. So these are the static pages that we have designed, but we still need to do the PHP coding in order to fetch the values from the database and actually implement the functionality. So we'll do it in the next video tutorial. So I hope you understood the basic designing part. We just used plain HTML and CSS styling to get this cool looking login page. So that's it for this video tutorial. Okay, so I hope you understood the basic designing part, and in the next part we'll see the PHP and database coding. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Peace.